Next speaker is architect Bhushan. His design topic is sixth semester studio.
I am supposed to speak on Studio 6, but it is titled Studio 7. It is because I think inadvertently it has come, as I like the form of 7 than 6. See, basically I have never taught in any architectural school, except very short interventions in different classes. Sorry. Is it okay? Yeah, okay. So, I have never taught in any architectural school in any of the semesters, except for very short interventions. So my presentation is not based on first-hand knowledge as a teacher. And as a student, it was decades ago when there was no semester. So I have no impression of that lasting with me. So what I am presenting here is something which I have picked up from different sources here and there. Most of the studios, as I see the students who come out and also students who come and interact with me, in India generally is based on the idea of modern architecture, the education which it has created, the functional design discourse, that we have not come out of it. The form and function and sometimes a little bit of structure and their ends, and that is how we progress. And design is considered, we look at it as a solution to a problem, always. The teachers many times tell that, what is the design problem? And then what is your solution? But I think that that is the crux of the matter. The design is not a solution. It is one of the many solutions. And it is not a solution, it is a resolution. At what level you address a situation, not a problem. A problem is not a problem if you look at it as a situation. Anyway, that being said, the whole studio's program is organized by increasing complexity. You start with designing a small thing and then you go on increasing and the complexity. That complexity normally is decided by the volume or the functional spaces or functional levels or structural possibilities. And that is why you get into this kind of typology as we have been getting into. We don't go beyond that. There could be complexities which an architect may be required to address by external factors like ecology and services, and also ideology, attitudes, sociology, I have not put all that, the place where you work, and the building industry. The building industry which required a kind of design solution, say 15 years ago or 25 years ago, is different from what it is today in an urban area. And if you are doing a project in Bijapur or a small place like KR Nagar, you are not going to design, and even if you design in the same way, you are not going to get it executed and get the result as you can in a bigger place. So the complexities are a different type. The context is also not just immediate context or physical context. The context is of sociology, economics, organization, governance, and so many things. So that is how perhaps we allow to look at the studios. So having said, looking at all that, we have the projects. Here we have discussed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 semesters. 5 is yet to discuss. And the 6th semester is, as we are today, is the last of the studio. Last but one. 7th is the last one, where it is going to be an urban project. And sixth is the last of the architectural project as it is presented. Okay, then we are actually getting into a situation where a student is supposed to know a lot more things about building and how it is getting built. And he should develop the skills for that. So that skills development is one of the primary aim of architectural education. But there are also other aims. I would consider at least three things. One is skill development, how one can handle projects from smaller to bigger ones, that goes on increasing in complexity. And second is the skill of designing, that the skill of handling increasing complexity, and second is increasing the knowledge base, starting from the first semester to when you come to the sixth semester, your base of knowledge in various subjects and also how to deal with building projects has to increase, and that is second. And third, most importantly, maybe it is also part of the knowledge base, is how the building industry works, how the construction actually takes place, and how that is impinging on the design itself. So there could be many others. These three things at least is very important factors. I don't mind if you want to take it as a typology of an institution and you continue it like that, still it is possible. I think it is possible within the syllabus, different kind of approaches. So I won't take it as what is given as IT campuses or institutions such as dental college or anything like that. I would rather be much more open that any educational space, that as some speakers have already said, any educational space which has all these context that could be defined. That context, whether rural, urban or other sociological context, which define the methodology, which defines the program that is followed. Now the methodologically, this we always follow, as I understand, case studies, and from that there is analysis and finally design. No studies, whether it is case studies or analysis or anything, doesn't lead to design automatically. It helps to understand the design situation. The solution has to come from yourself. The study doesn't automatically project it. And that is why many times, as I have seen it in many design theses, the studies hang loose, it stops there, and then you start doing something else. That is something which we allow to link, and that link is the approach to design. Now, in the sixth semester, and as some speakers have already stressed, my idea of a studio is, at the sixth semester at least, is that of a collaborative process. It is not something where individual comes up with the solution from his thinking, his ideology, his way of developing a design. But it should be a collaborative process because he should fit into the society, he should fit into any design environment. Now, there are one more problem that, one more situation that we should consider, that a studio with 40 students or 30 students or 50 students is not a uniform one. When they come to sixth semester, which already someone has stressed that, they are of different attitudes, they are differently capable. They are capable of, some people are capable of sketching, some people are capable of something else, some people are capable of some other thing. And finally, they are all not going to become one type of architect. We somehow think that we give a very uniform kind of education, aiming at a very innovative, maverick architect at the end. We see that, but nobody becomes like that. Very rarely somebody becomes. So that should not be the aim of studio education. Studio education should be to train people to come to anything which they choose and develop that in the end. So I would rather stick restrict the studio to gear to that basic minimum so that an average can excel within his limit, and below average, if we call that typology itself is wrong, can raise himself to a further level. And that is possible only if you do a collaborative process or collaborative work. I would rather do 30 students or 40 students not to do the same project. Let them have different projects, 2 or 3 projects. Choose the projects in different locations, different complexities. And it, not necessarily that it could be all educational campuses if you are, educational projects if you want. But a school is also educational campus or educational project. And school will always be there. It will be quite long time we all become deschooling societies. But so there, let there be a project which is located in different places, not in the same site, and let there be at least 3 or 4 groups working differently. So that is how I would like to look at it. This could be applied to other semesters as well. I don't want to go into. Now, there are 3 things at this semester which we will have to drive into. One is the construction, the communication, the art of architecture, and of course the ideology. So these 3 things, how we are going to put it in developing a concept is based on the intrinsic qualities and interests of the students and not forced into. So that means you make groups in such a way that they could form groups together and work together. So teamworking should be the essence of the studio, and where it depends upon the number of teachers available. It should be about 4, 5 or 6 making a group, but smaller the group it is better, smaller the number it is better. And the teacher should be part of this team, not one who directs it, but one who becomes part of the team and work with that group. So there could be individual tutors possible, that is what is being done now, or common crits or seminars, all that is I am not ruling out. But at least there should not be 3 or 4 different teachers teaching the same person different approaches. That can be very, very negative impact. So it should be something of collective learning. What is the
Sorry, just turning off my mobile. Yeah, when Bharat came to my office one day saying that we are trying to do this, different directions, what architects take, and how would you deliver a design studio? Thought about it quite a lot, because it's one thing to think about design in the office, and another when you're actually training young minds. And I felt that we should actually recreate the scenario that we do in an office in an educational setting, and actually take a problem. It could be fictitious, it could be live, and show them what really happens in a architectural practice. And one of the things that when I looked up the 5th semester design, which is the one I'm going to discuss, is that it actually mentions a project on an urban scale. And for a second when I read that, I thought I was in the wrong semester in the syllabus. And then I realized that VTU has taken a 5-year course and made it 4. And that is actually a tough compression. But then I guess we are not here to change that. Someone did mention that we should go back to the 5-year program, but that's a separate administrative problem. So I'll just stay with the 5-year, the 4-year academic component, and then in that, if a student has reached the 5th semester, it's probably equal to being in the 6th or 7th of a 5-year program, and it's okay for them to be able to tackle a higher level project. I think earlier Rajan mentioned that the initial 6 semesters are all 6 plus 4. The initial 6 were just exercises, and then you go into projects. Here, because of the compression, we are going into a serious project at semester 5. And so here we present a design studio as visualized by a practicing professional with an emphasis on the non-linear interdisciplinary design process that's routinely encountered in practice. In contrast to the